I found one of the best cheap French food restaurants in Paris. It's the Bouillon restaurants that have a large French menu for a low price. For example, the steak and frites only cost 13 euros. The restaurants are so popular that there are multiple locations, often long lines, and a lot of reviews. I mean, check out all these tourist bags that are just sitting here while people eat. It's time for me to go and check it out.
To get to Bouillon, I'm going to be taking the train station, and it's going to be a few stops for where I'm at. Finally getting out of the train station. Oh wow, check out this line, wow.
It seemed like I was not the only one that had the same idea of visiting this restaurant.
I made it into the line. Hopefully it moves fast. We'll see how it goes.
While waiting in line, it seemed like the restaurant had a good system for the people waiting in line.
Alright, we made it to the other side of the line. We got some shade now. We made it to the next part of the line. Spend maybe 20 minutes. I'm guessing another 10 to 20 minutes until we make it in. The sun's hot, so I recommend bringing a hat or something to cover your skin because it does get pretty toasty.
After a long wait, we were finally walking into the restaurant. The place was a lot more beautiful than expected. It almost looked like a movie set. Hopefully the food tastes as good as the place looks. The menu was a bit overwhelming since there were so many cheap options. Starters were as cheap as €1. Most of the main course items were right around 10 euros. Even the dessert options were around 3 to 4 euros, which is unheard of at most restaurants.
Sat down for maybe 15 minutes now and try to get the waiter's attention, but he said he'll come eventually. The service is definitely a lot worse than the other locations. Finally, I was able to order food about 20 minutes in. I'm excited to try the steak and frites here.
Finally, the moment I've been waiting for. The portion size was pretty generous for 13 euros. I asked for a steak to be cooked medium, and I think they did a decent job of doing that. The steak tasted pretty good for the price. I prefer a ribeye instead because it's more fatty, but this one was still juicy. Time to try out the fries. They were a good temperature. They had a good crisp to it, but lacked any flavors, so I decided to ask for some mayo and ketchup. I was surprised with the size of the mayo that they gave to me. It seemed to be a more natural kind since it's more thick and less liquid. The fries tasted a lot better with the sauce. Time to try the ketchup. It reminded me of the Heinz ketchup back home. Eventually, I finished all my food. One of my favorite things to do is to take some of the bread and scoop off the remaining sauces to add flavor to the bread. The bread was a lot harder to chew than I expected. It was time to get the bill. Luckily, the waiter wrote the itemized receipt on the table. Overall, it was a total of 26 euros for 2 steaks and fries. I will rate the place at 8 out of 10. After a meal, I decided to check out the rest of the restaurant. They definitely did a good job of fitting as many seats as they could. I was surprised that they put these 2 tables here. When I thought I reached the end of the restaurant, there was another whole area of seating.
That wraps up my video at Bouillon Chartier. The food was pretty good for the pricing. The wait was a little bit long. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to see more travel food videos.